I'll be honest with you, he's a red flag, and I think we all been there. We know from everyone around us telling us that he's a red flag, stay away from him, but somehow we are still pulled towards this person and we can't help but fall for them. And that's exactly what happened to me while I was reading The Beast Within. This story has me screaming, swooning, reflecting on my own past, and honestly it made me realize a lot about love, red flags, and why sometimes we end up falling for the wrong person. Because here's the thing, the female lead, Ray, is drawn to the wrong person at first, but through that relationship she grows to be a better person. And Clodan, the male lead, the so-called wrong person, is also changed by her and their love. And that's the nature of their love. Even in the toxicity, there are realizations that come from overcoming struggles together. It has a very Beauty and the Beast vibe where love becomes the key to breaking the curses they both carry. You can read The Beast Within on Manta. I'll leave the link in the pinned comment and also in the description. Manta is having special gifts for my subscriber. By clicking the link in the description, you can claim free gems and read episodes for free. So, The Beast Within starts with Ray and her older brother, Hayes. They've lost everything, their home, their comfort, their stability. It's just the two of them wandering in the forest in desperation when they come across this eerie castle covered in blood red roses. Inside, they meet Clodan, this beastly, magnetic man who radiates danger. He's hot, yes, but also terrifying. From the start, you know he's trouble, okay? And that's what hooked me instantly. I mean, just look at this man. And let's get into the toxic family. Okay, because here's something important. It's not just Clodan who shapes Ray's story. It's also her brother, her older brother, Hayes. Hayes is also a big part of the story, especially in the beginning. Hayes is the archetype of toxic family. Controlling, dismissive, manipulative. He embodies that suffocating energy of someone who's supposed to love you, but instead tears you down every chance he can. And here's where it gets interesting. When you put Clodan next to Hayes, you start to understand why Ray can't help but fall for Clodan. Because even though Clodan is flawed and dangerous, compared to Hayes, he's like an angel. He feels like freedom. He feels like someone who actually sees Rays and actually appreciate and love Ray. I mean, Hayes is just something else. I would never want a person like Hayes in my life. He's the definition of toxic family, you know. And it hit me very deeply because I also kind of grow up in a toxic family. Like my parents can sometimes be very toxic, and you know, I accepted them and forgive them for everything. But growing up in that family dynamic, when I didn't feel like I was seen or appreciated or valued or recognized or acknowledged, I'm not trying to spill all my family trauma, but growing up in that type of household made me tolerate a lot of less than ideal relationships in my past. Just because these ex-partners give me a little bit of attention that I never got from my family. They gave me the little sliver of love and acknowledgement that I desperately wanted to receive from my family. And when you grow up in that kind of toxic environment, even the wrong kind of love feels like salvation. Even the wrong kind of love feels like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. So reading this story really helped me reflect on that, and that leads me to the first big lesson. Just because you're attracted to someone doesn't mean that they're the right person for you. And I think it's very, very important to talk about, especially when you're just starting to get into your first relationship, your first few relationships, or you're still young and you're figuring everything out. Clodan is very intense. Clodan is very dangerous. He has this curse placed on him by himself. Like I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't spoil. Maybe I think you should just read the story. But basically, he has a curse placed on him, and he's everything you warned yourself against. But he's also magnetic, protective in his own twisted way, and compared to Hayes, he feels like a lifeline. I remember a time when I fell for someone who wasn't right for me, and compared to the chaos around me, they felt like safety. Looking back, I realized that it wasn't the love, it wasn't that they were actually good for me. It's just that my baseline was on the floor to begin with. Like my baseline baseline is so low that I accepted that type of love. And I think that's exactly what Ray went through. Clodan is a red flag, but when your frame of reference is haze, even a red flag feels like hope. Relationship lesson number 2. Loving fearlessly, despite everything. Ray herself is such a beautifully written character. She's pure, emotional, and so open with her feelings. She's never truly been loved or seen by her family, by her older brother. So when Clodan gives her even a fractured version of love, she pours her whole heart into it. And that reminded me so much of myself in my early relationships. I used to think that if I just, do so many things for this person, they will love me more. Like the more I do for him, the more he would love me. I used to think like that. Very childish of me. But the truth is, the more you do for someone, the more you love someone without any boundaries, without any regards for yourself, the more you end up hurting yourself in the end. And I had to learn it the hard way. Ray is like that too. And as the story progresses, I think that she also learned to love herself more and to set boundaries between her and Clodan. Honestly, despite everything, I still love that Ray is so pure. I still think that there's something really powerful about, wearing your heart on your sleeve and just love fearlessly, despite everything, despite the chaos, despite the toxicity. So I admire Ray for that. I think if you can love yourself fearlessly, you can also love others fearlessly. But when you love others, make sure you know that this person is healthy and is the right person for you. Then you can love fearlessly, and then you can pour your whole heart into this person. So you have to have discernment. Like if that person is not the right person, don't be with them, okay? And lesson number 3. Communication is everything, and so much of what happens between Ray and Clodan would have been solved with honesty. Instead, it's silence, secrets, and assumptions that drive them apart. I've been in that position too, where the problem wasn't the issue itself, but the lack of communication around it. Saying the hard truth, being vulnerable, admitting what you want, that's what saves relationship. Reading this story reminding me of that truth again. Passion can keep you hooked, but it's communication that can keep your love alive and strong. And can I just say, the supporting character in this story is also what makes me love the Beast Within. The housemaid, I think her name is Mary, and the butler, I forgot his name, but they bring so much warmth and humanity to the cold gothic setting. They balance the darkness of Clodan and haze with kindness. They really make the castle feel alive. And okay, I have to mention this story is really spicy. It's really spicy, okay? If you like your webtoon with some heat, The Beast Within delivers. It delivers, okay? The chemistry between Clodan and Ray is absolutely off the chart, through the roof. Like, they have some of the hottest scene I ever read, like hands down. The story is not just romance, it's also steamy. And yes, if you're into smutty webtoons, The Beast Within will keep you up at night. You will see what I mean once you read the story. I'm not gonna say anything else, okay? And for those of you who's wondering, Hayes does get his karma in the end. And did he redeem himself? Not really, but it just really come to show that like karma is real, And while toxic people can hold power for a while, eventually karma will catch up to them. What they do will catch up to them. And I think it's a nice reminder. Wow, I literally just finished the story, and it's, I don't know, 3:24 a.m. right now, and I'm filming this video for you guys because I love this story so much. And what I love most about it is how it blends romance, drama, toxicity, and lessons all in one. The art is gorgeous. I mean, Ray's fashion is stunning. I am obsessed with all of her dresses. I wish I have those dresses. When you can live vicariously through a character. The atmosphere is gothic and addictive, like the castle beautiful, it's stunning. On top of that, like, it felt like a mirror to what I've been through. So it's quite short. I think there's only like over 80 chapters or something. You can binge in just a few days, and I honestly couldn't put it down. I think I finished in like 3 days the whole story. So if you want to dive into a story that's beautiful, messy, dreamy, and filled with lessons about love, attraction, and communication, definitely check out The Beast Within. It's available right now on Manta, and you can access it by using my link in the description or in the pinned comment. Thank you so much to Manta for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!